What is up, Drummer Nation? I'm your host, Keemstar. Recently, I have been under attack by a very angry man known as Ethan Klein. He uploaded a video called
War never changes.
Alright, so me and the boys have been watching this drama unfold for the past, week, and seeing what it's done to this community, on Twitter, it just caused everything, to hit a fucking standstill, to be honest with you lads, is to watch Keemstar and H3H3 just throw shit at each other like two apes in, fucking cages is just amazing. I mean, yeah, Keem's a piece of shit, but, should we still be, going after him with this shit? I mean, hell, in this video, he doesn't even defend himself very well.
If you've seen part one of me responding to Ethan Klein, one of the most disgusting things this guy did is literally accuse me of another person's suicide. And I'm sorry, H3H3, you, your fans, the hate mob that you have created with all this false bullshit, they can sit there and blame me for that over and over and over again, but I'm gonna take the word of the people that actually knew Etika in real life, his mother, his girlfriend, and his close friends, that were highly offended that you would just dig up the grave of this man and use him as a pawn to attack me. In this video,
and not to mention him basically just bringing up new allegations that RS Glory and Gold Tony, that old guy who plays RuneScape, is just fucking a catfisher and a whole bunch of other shit, a pedophile and stupid shit like that. I mean, we'll make stuff like this.
But I want to tell my stream I'm talking to Keemstar. Every time I've ever talked to him, he's been a perfect gentleman, been really accommodating to me, been really nice to me. So seriously, since we talked the very first day, I mean, since some bullshit happened, when me and you talked the very first day, you were really nice to me. And like I said, I've always gotten the impression you're a nice guy.
It seemed like, it's not very true, Keemstar.
I don't know, remember the time when he accused 1.2 billion people of being pedophiles? Roll it.
What exactly does the Catholic Church do except rape kids?
Yikes! Did he?
Ethan was most likely joking about that. I mean, if you're gonna use this as a cancellation point, then this is just a piss poor argument, because, I mean, you can't just seriously, accuse 2.1 billion people of being pedophiles just based on their religion. And come on, Keem, even you knew that.
Good. In fact, if it wasn't for the Catholic Church, I wouldn't be alive today. I was actually born in a place called Father Baker's Children's Home. It is something that the Catholic Church and Father Baker himself set up to help out orphans. My biological...
He then goes on for 2 minutes, just ranting about how the Catholic Church saved his life, because without him he would have been aborted, and yada yada yada. I don't give a shit. So, that's why Ethan shouldn't make fun of the fucking all Catholics are pedophiles, and he should retract his statement, and this is a valid argument to a fucking debunking thing.
In fact, he's made multiple videos on a man by the name of Patrice Wilson. And in these multiple videos that Ethan made, he insinuated and straight up accused him of being a pedophile. Roll it.
Looking like the nice neighborhood pedophile there, Mr. Wilson, with the lip gloss. This image is pretty twisted up in itself. She's holding what looks like a phallic object, a little 8-year-old girl, and a big, giant black man. Look.
I feel like this, the argument Keem's trying to make here is invalid given the situation with Bashir. I think he accused Just Destiny of being one, and then RS Glory and Gold. It's you're fighting fire with fire. You're talking shit about one person who's making false allegations while you yourself made false allegations before with little to no proof. Come on, you're not a journalist at this point. You're just wait.
Attacks from Ethan Klein and his fan base, constantly calling Patrice Wilson a pedophile, had a huge mental toll on him, to the point that it pushed him to suicide. He wanted to upload a live stream so he could express himself and express his mindset and explain what this bullying and harassment has done to him. And when Ethan Klein saw this live stream, instead of thinking about the safety and well-being of Patrice Wilson after accusing him of being a pedophile, he went and tattled on him. But years later, why were people suddenly starting to troll Tony or Glory and Gold? Well, because every streamer has trolls. But actually, there's something else that Tony doesn't want you to know about. He was involved in his own scandal. Listen to Tony's manager. Roll it.
Now, I will say there was other events that happened in many of these years that were other situations that Tony has been involved in, like catfishing issues and other accusations against Tony that were, again, other fuel to the fire for people to attack Tony. And that's where, I mean, there's if you're going to cover one thing that's attacking, or that was an attack on Tony, you might as well cover everything else that was an attack on Tony. You're reporting one thing and not everything else.
Yikes! Now listen, I'm not going to tell anybody the catfish story. Tony, that is for you to tell. You got to tell people.
Now, this is where the video just fucking crumbles into a defense of Keemstar, like, you know, defending himself against H3H3's arguments and allegations against him. Like, he just straight up puts up this another fucking rumor, dude. Like, I know he's a news channel, but he needs to know his fucking limits. Like, but besides everything else that H3H3 said, this is one of the reasons why he's so well fucking hated, dude. Holy shit. And this nonchalance he puts it out there over at least about 5 minutes of just a manager talking about how he was a good friend to Tony and him. And he tried making reminiscences from them. It's just fucking insane.
Recently, you've been saying, oh, I love the H3H3 fans, and I love Ethan Klein, and Ethan is pretending to be your friend. He had this to say. Roll it.
He's threatening me. All of my friends can't wait to just dogpile on you. Yeah, well, I've got friends too, Keemstar.
Listen, Tony, Glory and Gold, listen to me. Ethan Klein is not your friend. He is simply using you as a pawn to attack me.
There's something incredibly melodramatic about this entire fucking argument against these two dumbasses, and I don't know what it is, but when I place my finger on it, I'm gonna laugh my fucking ass off, dude. At this point in the video, he just goes on about how H3H3 goes to this sweet little fucking autistic child, and it's this, I don't know how the fuck this is a cancellation point. I don't know if it's an argument against H3H3. I mean, if you go someone, yeah, it's kind of rude and maybe a bit scummy. You probably go on a show like he did with this kid, but how can that be compared to anything you two dumbasses did in the past? Like, what the fuck?
Ethan, I thought you cared about this autistic man. Why aren't you picking up the phone? In fact, just the other day, Tommy NC had this to say. Roll it.
Ethan, it's me, Tommy NC 2010. You defended me back in 2016, then you made a promise to me you would come on my show. And basically what happened was you snubbed me. What happened? Why'd you snub me, man? Did you just forget about me? I've DM'd you a bunch of times. So, what happened?
Yikes! Do you see what I'm saying, Glory and Gold? You're just being used as a pawn. And I know you're happy right now that you have all these views. Good on you. But Ethan Klein is not your friend. He's just using you like he used Attica's death. Ethan Klein, the video you uploaded on me was so ridiculous, filled with so many lies. It got so pathetic that you even tried to accuse me of being an investor in a CSGO gambling site. I've never been an investor in a CSGO gambling site. I've never been an owner in a CSGO gambling site. Back in whenever the hell these DMs are from, we were joking. We were friendly at the time. If Ethan Klein really thought I was being serious and I actually invested in a CSGO gambling site, why didn't he ask me what's the website? Because he knew I was joking. Why is this presented in 2020 as a real fact? Because Ethan's dishonest. Okay, now let's talk about this doxing. In H3H3's video, he had a big section about the doxing. The first person he accused me of doxing was Smile for YouTube. A serial stalker, a guy who would harass...
Smile for YouTube was a serial harasser, doxer, swatter. He constantly tried to extort people out of their money and a whole bunch of other shit. I mean, does it justify Keem doxed him? No. It does not. if there's anything to take away from this, Keem is a piece of shit. H3H3 is just a hypocritical moron, and this is what happens when you let two morons with large fan bases get internet access. So, yeah, this is kind of our fault.